The good, the bad, and the odd will swallow your soul.
Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of The Good, the Bad, and the Odd with your host, Mark and Sam. Hi, Mark.
Hiya, Strix.
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Yeah, pretty good.
Okay, now today we're doing Blade Runner 2049, a sequel to the 1982 film Blade Runner, starring Ryan Gosling and returning star Harrison Ford. It's got Ana de Armas, Sylvia Hoeks, Carla Juri, and Dave Bautista, with Jared Leto as a pseudo-villain.
Yeah, and Robin Wright, right, as well.
Oh, yeah.
As, I've forgotten what her name, Captain Summit, right?
Lieutenant Joshi.
Lieutenant. I was close.
Yeah, close. Okay, now this sequel picks up 30 years after the events of the original, after an event called the Blackout, which is alluded to throughout the film and is shown in full during a series of shorts that was made to promote the film.
Yeah, that's on YouTube, right? So I'll put a link in the show notes for that. There was like three things, wasn't there, made?
Yeah.
But I've got on YouTube. They're all in one show, as it were. All three of them. And I'll put a link in the show notes.
Yeah. Now, the story starts with a Blade Runner on his way to retire as a replicant. Now, the opening text crawl actually shows that the Tyrell Corporation, which was the big background entity of the first one, has long since been defunct and is now replaced with Wallace Corporation.
Yeah.
Run
Now,
by
I just want to jump in here, about a completely different film. Because I remember when I watched this film, I was thinking, this is making me think of Blade Runner, and that was Prometheus, right?
Yeah.
Not necessarily Prometheus directly, but there was definitely some other scenes that weren't put in the full film where Guy Pearce is younger, because he's like an old man character in it.
Yeah,
and he's talking about.
He alludes to a mentor that had his robotics expertise blow up in his face.
Okay, I didn't catch that, but I do remember it was almost like he was going on about we want to make the androids more human than human and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it was almost like Ridley Scott had in mind that Prometheus could also kind of be a precursor to Blade Runner, even though it's set in the future, right? It's set way after 2019 now, isn't it? So it can't be, but it really feels like it, and it's weird.
Just having a look at when Prometheus is supposed to be set.
Well, it's definitely in the future.
Set 2089, so it's not that far.
Yeah, but it doesn't tie up with the replicant timelines at all, does it? Replicants are basically organic, right? They're not androids.
You could view it as Wayland was taught while he was very young by Tyrell.
Yeah, it's almost like Tyrell, Wayland, Wallace. They all
What is it about this setting that makes every corporation head go completely nuts?
Yeah, bananas. Anyway, sorry, I interrupted you.
So it's got... we open with Ryan Gosling on his way to retire a replicant who turns out to be Dave Bautista.
Yeah, cool. And we saw him in one of the shorts, right? The short set in 2048, the last short available.
Yeah. It was set during a time. It was basically Bautista got outed.
Yeah, because he saved someone being hassled, right?
Yeah, and he starts getting stabbed and doesn't flinch. So he's able to shrug it off, which is something humans can't really do. So he gets outed as a replicant and has to go on the run. Now he gets retired very brutally.
Yeah, I mean Ryan Gosling turns up. Kay is the character, right? Kay.
Yeah, his name is Kay. It varies between Kay and Joe. Because he believes that later on he believes that he should get a proper name, so he gets named Joe, which is like a sort of a play on Average Joe. So,
you know what? This film reminded me an awful lot of AI.
Yeah,
And I was thinking when he started using the term Joe, that's the name of Jude Law's character in AI, isn't it?
Yeah.
So there's definitely feelings throughout this film for me of some of Kubrick's work, and I know I wasn't directed by Kubrick, but it was based on his notes, and Spielberg was kind of emulating Kubrick somewhat.
Well, it was like going to be a cooperative work between the two.
Yeah, they were planning it together, weren't they? So, and Spielberg kind of took it out.
Kubrick wanted the heart that Spielberg has, and Spielberg wanted just the mastery of film that Kubrick had.
Yeah.
So they've agreed to work together.
But it's curious that in Blade Runner 2049, some of the imagery really reminded me of other Kubrick films, like, for example, Clockwork Orange. There were big, huge statues at one point. It made me think of the Milk Bar in Clockwork Orange, for example.
Yeah. Now, my friend, he's seen this film twice, and he's planning to see it a third time.
Wow.
When I mentioned those statues, he was like, yeah, it's such a great set and sort of design sort of thing, and I was like, yeah, it's okay. Reminds me a bit of Joel Schumacher's Batman and Robin Gotham, and he got really annoyed. He got so angry.
But you are right.
Yeah.
That is funny.
Random statues dotted everywhere, like holding up buildings.
It is a bit Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
You ain't wrong.
Yeah. Okay, so he retires Batista, whose name is Sapper Morton.
Sapper Morton. I noticed that name in the anime. There was a slide up saying Sapper Morton, right?
They chuck out like a big list of replicants.
Yeah.
And there's a few characters from the film in there. So
yeah, I have to say, good acting from Batista. You felt like he was.
Yeah, he felt like a old
replicant. Was weary of stuff.
Yeah,
and also in the short that wasn't in the short that we see that wasn't in the film. He was pretty good in that too. In fact, it did even more emotional. He had even more emotional range in that too.
Yeah,
it's definitely one to see. I would say go see those three. If you
watch some of the behind-the-scenes stuff, the director talks about casting him. And he was like, well, at first I didn't think he'd be able to do it because he doesn't look as old as the replicants are supposed to be. But then he just really acted it.
Yeah.
He knocked it out of the park.
And the glasses
so he decided to make him up like that.
Yeah, he did a good job, David Bautista. He's really shaping up. He's pretty great as Drax, isn't he, in the Guardians of the Galaxy?
And he was kind of cool as the assassin inspector.
Yeah, he was. It's a shame he didn't have a slightly bigger role in that, really. But,
anyway, after retiring him, we see Kay has a kind of drone that he flies about. I guess it's to make sure that the replicants don't just run, which has X-ray technology?
Some sort of scanning technology that can look through
and it finds
material.
a box buried underground where above it there was a little flower left there. And they find a skeleton that belonged to a Nexus 7 replicant who died in childbirth.
Which is freaky, right? One thing I will say is I do like the line, the very mysterious line that Sapper Morton says before he dies, which is, "You've never witnessed a miracle."
Yeah,
isn't it something like that? Which is like, it's quite. When he said that, I was watching it. I was like, I wonder what that means, and it kind of becomes apparent through the film, right? But kind of an interesting line, I thought.
Yeah. Now, eventually, Kay goes through a whole investigation to try and find the identity of this replicant, and eventually it's unfortunately revealed to be Rachel from the original, who's died in childbirth.
We should say this is this whole episode's a spoiler. Sure.
Yes, we should.
It's a bit late now, but never mind.
Yeah, well, depending on which version of the original you watch, that's not a spoiler.
Yeah, maybe.
Because it says at the end, she died after 4 years.
Yeah.
Anyway, so while they're doing that, we get introduced to the really creepy Niander Wallace, he's blind, so he's got I think they're supposed to be replicant eyes, because he's got the eye shine.
He's got some sort of eye shine, but he also has implants in the side of his head and floating mini drones.
Yeah.
That act as his eyes.
Yeah, and we get to see him kind of creep on a female replicant while musing about how replicants can't breed. And now that they've found something, they can expand their production. Because it'll be slaves making more slaves.
Yeah, I find this bit of the film a bit of a plot nonsense, really, because he can make these things. He doesn't need them to breed. Breeding's quite... if you can make things, breeding must be a relatively slow process, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, that was the whole plot.
Not only do you have to wait the 9 months for them to, give birth, you've got to wait for the thing to grow. So...
Yeah, and it'd be hard. I find it hard to imagine someone who's got capable of building these things.
Yeah.
A, wouldn't find just building them more productive, and B, wouldn't be able to just engineer that they can breed. Because the whole thing is, he doesn't know how they can breed, right? And he wants to use that knowledge, but he doesn't know how. But it's surely that's Tinker Toy stuff. Compared to building a human from scratch.
And later on, he demonstrates that he can just make make a replicant that could breed. So yeah, he's really creepy, and he just casually murders replicants for artistry, maybe?
Just to show how much power they has and how they are properly controlled.
Yeah.
In a way the Nexus 6s weren't.
Yeah, but he's using this to himself and his his replicant bodyguard who's called Love.
Love, yeah.
He's weird, but he sends Love to recover the remains of Rachel, and she does this while Kay leaves to try and find more about this replicant baby that might be about.
Yeah,
because he's been ordered by Lieutenant Joshi to kill it because it might mean a replicant uprising because they now can make their own life.
Now, I wanted to ask you this. Ryan Gosling was presented as a replicant at the beginning. Were you wondering at any point whether he was actually a human who was told he was a replicant?
I think they could easily have put that in, but no, at all times I thought this is a replicant.
Well, I was wondering it, but one day Batista threw him into a wall and he just got up and shrugged it off. I figured, no, he must be a replicant. He can't be him.
Yeah.
And that was fairly early on, right?
I'm so happy about this. It's finally a Blade Runner that's good at blade running. Say what you will about Rick Deckard. He's awful at his job. He's able to do one piece of sleuthing and kill one of the replicants on his own without luck helping him.
What he was good at, I will stick up for him from one aspect, is he kind of comes to life when he has to pretend to be something he isn't, like an inspector on for animal welfare, or making phone calls to pretend to be someone's friend from out of town. He kind of comes to life when he does that, right? Yeah. But otherwise, he's very deadpan and not very good at his job. I agree.
Yeah. Now, the Kay, he's found an orphanage where a baby matching the genetic makeup of these the replicant was deposited.
Yeah.
In fact, 2 of them were deposited. One a boy and one a girl. Now, the girl died, unfortunately, at some point during growth. So there was a boy, and he's also got vague memories of growing up in a trash land.
Yeah. So basically, they're trying to point you that he might be the child, right? Or he probably is the child. Which I have to say, while I was watching it, I was figuring out, well, they've told this really early in the film, so therefore that can't be the story, was how I felt about it. But you never know with Blade Runner, because that plot twists are not really what it's about, is it?
And the thing is, the quote-unquote revelation that he's told later on is by someone that has a vested interest in keeping the identity hidden.
Yeah.
So he could still be the child.
Yeah, it could be. It's interesting that he was implanted a memory which then made him feel it could be him, right?
Yeah. It's this memory, this revelation that he might be the child is so devastating, he immediately fails a Voight-Kampff test.
Yes.
When he gets back.
Yeah, he gets properly riled. It's interesting that they use these tests to set baseline checks, right? To make sure replicants not gone off the rails. I kind of thought that was a really interesting little... even though this is a fantastic world, there's definite touches of authenticity in it. Like, that is entirely consistent. And that was one of them. Yeah.
And I also like they've got like a pocket Voight-Kampff machine where they can just literally push someone over and like scan their eyes, and it'll give it away straight off. Now, during his investigation, he's spoken to a designer for memory implants.
Yeah, she's locked in a special room, isn't she? Because she's got
immunodeficient or something like that.
She's an interesting woman. She's kind of a bit weird.
Yeah.
Presumably from isolation, but she's the one who designs memories for others.
Yeah. And she's the one that tells him that his memories are real.
Yeah, she kind of freaks out when he describes it.
Yeah.
She said, "Do you ever use?" Because doesn't he ask her, "Do you ever use real ones?" And she says, "No, that." Does she say that's illegal or something?
She says that's frowned upon, or something. It's not illegal, but she doesn't like the idea.
It's just not used. Yeah.
But while he was out at the junk orphanage, he found a wooden horse, which is something that was in his memories.
When he hid it, right?
Yeah, he hid it.
Kid hid it.
He was able to find it again, like, I'm going to guess 25 years later? Something like that.
Yeah.
But he gets the wood on it identified by the guy who I think he was the I'm the Captain Now guy from Captain Phillips. But
I haven't seen Captain Phillips, but he was quite good in a short role, right? He was like Baron. Was he Baron something? Or he had Dr. Badger. Dr. Badger. He wasn't a doctor, but he wasn't a badger. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, he identifies the wood as coming from a particular irradiated area in the middle of nowhere, Las Vegas. Who'd have thought Las Vegas would turn into a radiation shithole? But
that's in the stand. Yeah. Stephen King's stand. One thing we kind of skipped over was it old Kay. He's got like a artificial wife or companion, hasn't he? Joy.
He's got I
thought that was really interesting.
Hologram wife.
What do you think of it?
I quite liked her. She was very charming. Though,
and she was designed that way, right?
Yeah, she was designed that way, but you got kind of... It seemed at certain points that she genuinely did feel that way, because she'd start crying and doing stuff that programming wouldn't dictate.
It was interesting.
Like asking him to basically destroy part of her body.
Yeah. So she wouldn't betray him, right?
There's also a few funny points where she's talking to him and she just freezes as he gets a phone call.
Yeah, that was kind of cool, wasn't it? They're just about to kind of virtually kiss, and he gets a phone call and she just freezes. Yeah. I think that was a really cool thing. The fact that this synthetic being is kind of lonely, but he gets solace from another type of synthetic being. And
I quite like.
I can see that. I can see
she hired a prostitute. And
that was weird. You like that, did you?
It was weird and unnerving, but at the same time, I could kind of see a computer that didn't know how to help someone doing it.
Yeah, and to create a bond.
It seemed like it was okay, so this could make him feel better. She's offered in the past, and he likes me, and I can lay her over her.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, especially where she kept the fingers wouldn't sync at all, so she had 20 fingers.
Yeah, and the faces kind of went out of sync sometimes, didn't they? Yeah. It was really well done. It was. I didn't quite understand the point of that scene, I have to say, and it's one of. I think Blade Runner 2049 is a film to watch again. for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's like the original.
The whole idea with that scene was it humanized Joy and made her it more like, oh, she's broken out of pre-programming as well.
Yeah.
Because she, like I say, she does stuff like ask him to break her original, like, unit so she can be put permanently in the mobile thing and always be with him.
Yeah.
But that runs the risk of her getting hit in a firefight.
Yeah, and she could die, in effect, right?
Yeah.
So it's a bit of peril, for sure.
Yeah.
Do you think this movie, like, lived up to the original? I didn't find it a letdown, personally.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, not as much as the original. But
that's interesting, because you really didn't like the original first time.
I didn't like the original first time I saw it at all. But now,
you were quite young
okay
then, right? You were quite young.
I was quite young, and it just sort of seemed to end as opposed to having a finale.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was my frustration with it. And I didn't understand all the, like, oh, is he a replicant? It's like, well, why wouldn't they say it in film? Mm. And give them credit, in this film, they still don't say it.
No, they don't. No, they don't. It's, I mean, they're still arguing about whether he is or not. I think this film kind of suggests strongly he is, right?
Yeah, there's bits both ways. They specifically work around, because Wallace implies that he might be a... well, the way he starts talking about him implies that he might be a replicant, but then he says, like, oh, you just need some Blade Runner off the street. So he could be either way still.
Yeah.
I'm of the mind that he's not. So.
Yeah. I think the music was very good. Though not great, but good, you know?
There's bits where the music was okay, but most of the time it was just like clocking you around the ear with the volume.
Yeah, maybe you went to a loud sitting. I thought it was alright.
Yeah, that's probably true.
I mean, they would. You could watch the two films back to back and not feel like one's jarringly different from the other. I think. I think it was a good representation of Ridley Scott's Blade Runner world.
I really didn't like the set design as much as I liked the originals.
The original's amazing.
The original is amazing.
It is amazing.
I cannot state that enough. It's amazing.
Yeah.
This, they seem to try and retread some of the beats with the establishing shots. Like, they start with the eye and then they like do a pan over of like the setting. Except instead of an interesting looking sci-fi setting that we're being introduced to, it's a grey field.
Yeah. I'm with you.
And then they actually do show the city, and it's not like the forest. It's not like a jungle of buildings. It's like very evenly spaced, equally high tower blocks, except for the old Tyrell building and the new Wallace building.
Yeah.
So it's a lot more boring, but admittedly the ads are just as strange.
Yeah. The gigantic Joy in Naked Joy was weird.
Yeah, that was weird.
It's interesting they use the horse again, you know, because the unicorn is prevalent in the final cut of Blade Runner, isn't it?
That reminds me, Gaff is still in this.
Yes, awesome to see him, right?
It's like the original characters that show back up do kind of steal the show at several points.
He did. He
also just basically shows up as like, you're not going to find him.
Yeah.
You're really not going to find him. And then makes a little origami sheep and just leaves it on the table and shuts up.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's either an allusion to the original title, which is the Android's Dream
of Electric Sheep, yes.
Yeah. Or he's just like throwing a backhanded insult to Kay, calling him a sheep.
Interestingly, he also turned up in the anime as a character, didn't he? Very short, just to make a snide reference about skin jobs, actually.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting. It was good to see him.
Yeah. He's aged, but he's still got his white shirt and little black bow tie.
He's still got the style, right?
Anyway, so Kay goes to Las Vegas, and he starts tracking down Decker, who is very much not happy to see him.
Yeah, I really quite like this fight. Yeah. Well, it did start off as it was kind of a bit of a fight, and then
it was an argument, down. And then Decker just shot him, and then Kay just ran away and he refused to fight, so Decker would be beating the tar out of him.
Yeah,
and he just wouldn't throw a punch.
Yeah, I liked all the Elvis and holograms popping up during all this nonsense. I'm really looking forward to seeing this again, I have to say. I'm probably not going to catch it at the cinema, though. I think I'm just going to wait for the Blu-ray. But I am looking forward to it. I'm hoping they'll get it out for Christmas. It's probably too soon, but it would be nice. Soon. But yeah, there were some good performances in this, though. I mean, Robin Wright was kind of cool. Love was weird.
Love was weird and a pretty good villain. I quite liked her.
Terminator-y,
obsessed with Niander Wallace, but she kind of also believed that having breeding replicants would be good for replicants as a whole.
Yeah, she
was also terrifyingly strong. As in picking up and throwing characters.
Yeah, she was
at one point punching a guy's head so hard it dislocated.
Yeah, she was great. She was definitely had a touch of the Terminator about her, that's for sure. Yeah, there was some interesting stuff. Did the action scenes work for you? Like the sinking car, say?
Yeah, I quite liked it, because again, that showed off it's we've got a replicant that's designed to hunt down replicants, and he just completely wipes the floor with her.
Yeah.
He's able to work around her strengths.
Yeah.
And get his own in very, he just completely devastates whenever he's in a fight with replicants. So
yeah, he does. Yeah, good point. Yeah, he's good at his job, isn't he?
Yeah.
And we get the twist that he's not the child, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe not, because it's still a bit ambiguous.
Again, like I say, the woman that gives him the information, Fraser, she tells him, the child was a girl, which leads him to believe it might be the doctor that was locked in the immunosuppressant room.
Yeah.
But again, she's got every reason to cover for the child, so perhaps it might still be... It might be Kay, it might be anyone. It could be the stripper.
Yeah, it's kind of tricky, isn't it? Yeah. I was wondering if the stripper would become more apparent. I'll tell you what, I was quite impressed by the CGI, the Rachel reappearing.
Yeah, that was surprising and creepy. Because Niander Wallace kept going on about it, and it's is he going to try and recreate the conditions for this?
Bits of this film actually made me think of The Matrix, because I remember they tempted that guy said he'd betray all his friends as long as they gave him a great life and no memory of it, and it kind of made me. This was like a deal with the devil, isn't it? Here's your true love if you tell me where your child is. Stuff. And which really
Deckard shoots down in an amazing way.
Yeah. And Sean Young, it really looks like Rachel, doesn't it? I mean, I presume it was a body double with a CGI'd on face.
No, it was Sean Young. They CGI'd her to be young.
But she's physically quite a bit bigger now, I thought. I've seen her in other stuff. I'm not saying she's fat, but she's kind of more of a mature woman now, so they must have done.
She was in it.
It was interesting. I found also that there was some slight difference. I mean, Deckard says a fairly obvious one. Her eyes were green, but it was slightly different, wasn't it? But not in the way she looked, in more the way she held herself.
Yeah,
I thought it was very, very good. I'm just looking at the IMDb, and it actually credits another actress as the Rachel performance double. So they might have brought Sean Young in to get the CGI.
Okay, she was. I'd looked at Sean Young's Wikipedia page before I saw the film, and it said Rachel and Rachel clone.
Yeah.
So she was in pictures at some point, but now it's been changed to say likeness and acting coach to substitute actress.
Okay.
So she wasn't in it.
Okay. But, I mean, the CGI was immaculate. Really was.
It was. Now, the thing is with the old film, it kind of looks CG almost, with the way everything's lit.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah,
CGIing something, especially in the room that they're in with the weird rotating lights.
Yeah.
It doesn't look out of place. So,
I also think, I could be wrong here, but I also think they couldn't use, like, original footage of Elvis and Liberace and stuff for the... So they had to get lookalikes in to mimic them and use those.
Yeah.
Which is weird, right?
That's kind of cool.
I guess they can then orchestrate exactly how they want it then as well. So that probably has something to do with it. Yeah, I mean, I thought this was... I really like this film.
Yeah, it was okay, but I still prefer the original.
Yeah, I mean, what did you give the original last time? I can't remember.
First time I watched it, I gave it like a 6. Yeah. Now I give it like a 9. I really enjoy it on rewatches.
Yeah, I think
you were bloody right.
Yeah, I think the more you watch it, the higher the rating will go. I think you'll find. Yeah. But it's one to not watch too often.
Yeah.
I'd say.
I actually think this film went a bit too long. They could have easily cut a lot of chaff.
Yeah, I actually didn't mind the length. One thing I will say about it is the original had a couple of really great scenes.
Yeah.
Really great scenes. This, I don't think, had a great scene. I think it had several very good ones.
But the problem is they're only at the end.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of about talking about them. Let's
not do that. But what I will say, personally, I feel like
I will say though that the Tears in the Rain theme comes back at the very end,
very briefly.
Yeah, it's the only piece of returning music.
Do you think there was any weaknesses in the acting or scenes? Or too long, you said already. But
the thing is, though, that half the characters are replicants, so they're supposed to be very muted. So you can't really criticize some of the acting as much as you would. But I just didn't find it convincing that someone would go as over the top as Niander Wallace was.
Yeah, it's an interesting character. You know, I didn't like Jared Leto doing this, but I've watched the 3 scenes that we... the anime and the
short has him much
and the
better.
short I really liked him in. So I can't. I need to watch the film again to know how I feel about his character for sure.
Yeah, but the thing is, in the short, he's presented as like a fairly ruthless businessman who has a replicant execute itself,
and that made sense in that short, right? That made sense.
And it was just like a show of power. He was like, "I can control these things. What are you gonna? I could bring these back and take over very easily."
Yeah, and
it's like the unwritten statement.
But the thing is, that was set in 2036, right?
Yeah.
And so we got 13 years difference between that incident and this one. So he's obviously become a megalomaniac.
Yeah, especially because the Wallace building is basically just another bigger Tyrell building right next door to it.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah,
like
you can tell he's like trying to prove a point.
Yeah.
I think it might work better if he was slightly more broader character, more like a megaloman, more almost like mad scientist.
Yeah.
In the film, that would with some passion.
Yeah.
I want to build these things.
Tyrell was charismatic, and he could explain his reasoning very well.
Yeah.
Wallace
that was good
just
casting,
sort of meanders about what he wants.
Yeah, he's a bit, he is a bit ippy-dippy about this sort of stuff, right? So that's why I didn't like him, but I liked him in the short quite a lot.
Yeah.
And again, I'll encourage everyone to go watch that. I'll put it in the show notes.
I think the shorts are actually better than the film. So.
It was very Animatrix, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, certainly the 2022 anime, which is called Blackout, 2022 Blackout, which explains how the blackout happened, had elements in it that were really felt like sections of the Animatrix when the humans turned on the replicants and hunted them down.
Yeah.
Which prompted the blackout, didn't it? The replicants fought back by causing the blackout.
You say it's like The Matrix, but the guy who did it actually did a couple of the shorts on The Matrix.
Okay, well, that's probably right. Watanabe, wasn't it?
He is also Shinichiro Watanabe.
Watanabe.
Yeah, he's also the guy that made Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo.
Cool. I need to watch Cowboy Bebop. I did like the fact that what all brought this on was that one of the replicants in a war realised the other side were also replicants.
Yeah.
So they were there just fighting for humanity's, it was like a big
They're fighting
toy
a
box.
proxy war.
Yeah, which is ridiculous, which really made the replicant turn.
Yeah.
He thought he was fighting for some...
Just raise a question. Who are they, fighting?
Don't know, each other.
Yeah,
for whatever reason. Probably to sell replicants to people, right? That's what it's about. It's like the arms race, right?
But I kind of got the impression from the first and this, really, that there was, a one Earth government.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because it was such a mixing pot of cultures. There was... Gaff was speaking Finnish. There was Japanese stuff. There was Chinese stuff. There was Russian... There was all sorts.
Yeah, but I think the idea is that China took over the world, so that it's kind of a strongly Chinese influenced, but with aspects of American culture. Maybe I don't really know, to be honest. Okay. Shall we go to rating?
Okay.
I'm trying to think if I've got any other things else. I think the whole tone of it really matched the original. It wasn't an embarrassment. It wasn't what? I don't feel, why did they make this? I kind of which I did do when I first heard about it. I thought, what's the point of that? But actually, I quite like it. Would you like to see another Blade Runner film?
Possibly, but I prefer, shorts. I think it's an interesting setting that gets... It got a good film and it's got an okay film, but I think the setting is more interesting than the actual films.
I'm going to be a bit blasphemous here and actually say, no, I like this one, and I think what they did here was a good idea. But if they made another one, I kind of want to see a slightly more actiony one.
Yeah.
I'd really like to see. There's an actor called Dan Stevens who did a film called The Guest.
Beast.
Yeah, he was the Beast in Beauty and the Beast. But he made a film called The Guest where he was kind of a super soldier with Terminator kind of character traits. He was a human, though. And I think he'd make an excellent replicant who was revenging or something.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see something along those lines. And a short film. Not a 2.5 hour, a 90-minute actioner.
Yeah.
Almost on the template of Alien and Aliens.
Yeah.
Sorry, did you say Soldier?
Yeah.
The film Soldier?
Yeah, that's in the Blade Runner universe.
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah, indeed. You know what? Kurt Russell could also be quite an older replicant.
Wouldn't that be an amazing tie-in? The next film is Kay and Deckard on the run with
Kurt Russell.
Yeah, and Kurt Russell just shows up as a complete ass-kicking monster.
Yeah,
so,
I'd like that. That would be good.
Yeah, I do know this film has not done as well as it was expected to do at the box office.
Yeah, I was looking at that. It's just about made its money back in terms of production, but obviously films like this have a massive marketing budget too, don't they?
Yeah.
So it's probably still in the red, but I'm pretty sure it's going to make its money back and and go into the black. A lot of people are going to get this on Blu-ray.
It has.
Are you tempted to see it again?
Not really. I mean, I might if someone else was paying, but I don't think I'd do my own money again.
No, I don't think I'm going to go to the cinema, but I will be getting on Blu-ray and
it's only just over its budget.
Yeah, it was funny actually. But you and I actually watched Lego Batman recently, didn't we?
Yeah.
And I have to say, some of the scenes of Gotham City in that made me think of this film a bit as well. The big statues and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my fault. I didn't have much flaws with it, but for me, it didn't have any truly great scenes. Really, that's a scene.
Yeah.
Which Blade Runner
didn't have a Tears in the Rain.
No.
It didn't have what's her name falling through the glass.
Yeah, it didn't have Gaff saying, "You done a man's job, sir." Even that little scene was really good. But it had quite a lot of really good scenes. That's what it did have. In fact, I found no scenes were weak, actually. I didn't see a flaw in any of the scenes. But I need to watch it again.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel it was overlong. I think it filled itself out quite nicely, actually. And everything kind of tied together. The music, I thought was okay. It was good. But it was, again, the original, the music was way better.
Yeah, Vangelis just completely...
Yeah.
You couldn't really top it.
It was one of the first soundtracks I ever bought. And funny enough, you couldn't get the Vangelis version. You had to get one by the Los Angeles Philharmonic, which was very close, but wasn't the original scores. They didn't bring out the score for about 20 years.
Yeah.
Took ages.
Yeah.
Okay, what would you give this one out of 10 then?
I'd give this a 7.
I'd give it an 8. But then I rate Blade Runner a 10, you see.
Yeah.
So in terms of relative scoring, that's about the same as you, right?
Yeah.
Two less, two less. Yeah, good one.
Yeah. Wow, it only made 50 million internationally.
What did?
Blade Runner.
Yeah, it was a flop when it came out. It was a flop.
No. This Blade Runner.
No, I looked it up and it said 180. 180. Oh, well, sorry. No, I've got the combined, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's...
Global opening of 81 million. It's made 8 million in the UK. Wow.
Yeah, I want to see more sci-fi like this.
I want to see more sci-fi like this as long as Ridley Scott doesn't do it. Because
he's wrecking Alien.
Yeah, he's already completely messed up Alien.
He's getting super old now. We'll worry too much. Okay.
But the thing is, he's done this thing again where he's like, I want to make more of them, like he did with Alien.
So, yeah, sometimes we hear that and you think, it's not going to happen. It's a bit like Avatar and James Cameron, right? I know
he's making 5 of those, so...
Yeah, he keeps adding more. It's like, all right, James, calm down.
Yeah.
Okay. I think next time we're going to come back to Bond, right? We're going to talk about Diamonds Forever, so that'd be cool. So I'd recommend, if you haven't seen it in the cinema, go see this at the cinema if you get a chance. Yeah. It's one to see on the big screen, right?
Yeah. But be careful with your ears, because, good lord, there's some moments of quiet that get harshly cut apart. So
I think Villeneuve delivered. I do think that, and I think Ryan Gosling was a good choice here. He reminded me a bit of the character he played in Drive.
Yeah, and it helps to sort of set up the red herring is he kind of looks a bit like Harrison Ford did.
He does a bit, yeah. Unfortunately,
especially in the big coat.
I have to admit, for some reason, Ryan Gosling makes me think of Rodney from Only Fools and Horses. There's something about, I don't know, something about him makes me think of Rodney. He looks a bit like Nicholas Lyndhurst.
What?
He does to me.
I don't get it. I don't see it at all.
Fair enough.
Anyway, so I think that's goodbye from me.
And bye from me.